All right. Hey guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. In today's content, we'll talk about BTC and we'll talk about Ethereum and some of these alt on a low degree, all the way up to the macro view and all that good stuff. So let me know if the sound is good. So I just, put a 589 if the sound is good. If you can't hear, just put 71 cents. All right. So let me see who is in the house. Hey, what's up, Nikki? Thanks a lot for tuning in. Sick puppy in the house, man. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Mr. Shoe, ICX, thanks a lot for tuning in. Yes, thanks a lot for tuning in, man. All right, I think the sound is good, right? So let's go ahead and start off with BTC on the higher time frame before we talk about the slow volatility on a 6-hour basis and all that good stuff, right? By the way, it is April 27th, 2022, 11:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right? So when we take a look at BTC on a monthly, you can see like we're still not managing to break below the monthly 21 EMA, even though the lower degree, it is slow. Price action is dipping slowly below supports and all that good stuff. But the macro viewer, we're still getting a strong support from the monthly 21 EMA. So until we break below the monthly 21 EMA, it is going to be quite challenging, right, to even retest like 30K. So we just don't know when we're going to break below the monthly 21, right? But if we break it, we could basically be looking for our next big challenge all the way down to like a 30K, all right? And after that, we talk about the monthly 50. So the monthly 50, it is a very, very powerful support for BTC. So if you're trading BTC on a macro view, let's say you're looking for bottom and tops, your bottom support, you should be the bottom support you should be paying attention to, it is going to be your monthly 50. Okay, we talk about it so many times, right? You take a look at it right here. Back in 2014, 2015, we double bottom at the monthly 50 EMA. You take a look at it between 2018 and 2020, we double bottom at the monthly 50 EMA. So we got our first bottom right here, and we got our second bottom right there. So pretty much, in terms of like double bottoming, right, it is pretty much similar. The only difference is like, this one right here, it only took like, let's see, we got the first support back in January 2015, right? And 8 months later, right, we retested the bottom. Right here, we retested the monthly 50 EMA back in November 2018, and retested it again like March 2020. So over a year, okay, nearly a 15 month, okay, 16 month, okay, apart, right? While we got like only 8 months right here. So could we get a similar price movement over the next like a few months, where we retest like the monthly 50, and later on, like let's say 8 to 12 months later on, retesting the monthly 50 again? That's possible. So that's why I'm saying, the 50 EMA going to be pretty powerful over the next like a few months. Okay, it could be like 8 to 12 months depending on volatility. Okay, where we retest the monthly 50 EMA, get a nice pump, right, and everyone going to be bullish, and sucker basically dump back down to retest the monthly 50 before the next macro push to the upside, right? So something to keep in mind going forward, right? I wouldn't be bearish as soon as we retest the monthly 50 over the next like a few months. Okay, it will be a great accumulation area, right, for for the bull. It won't be time to be bearish if we retest it, right? So now let's go ahead and take a look at BTC on a weekly basis. So let's take a look at the 3 weeks first. Okay, so the 3 weeks time frame, we're still making a bear flag right here. As you can see, we dump all the way down to like a 33k area, and still consolidating in term of like a pattern, right? We're still consolidating, okay, on the 3 weeks basis. It looks pretty ugly, but you get the concept. Okay, we dump impulsively on the 3 weeks basis, and since like January we've been moving sideways. Top range just about like a 48, lower range just about like a 34k area. Okay, and in terms of moving averages, right, we're still below our 21 EMA, so we need to take out the 21 EMA on our 3 weeks basis before we can basically talk about like BTC going up to like a 69, 70k and all that good stuff. Okay, so the takeaway regarding the 3 weeks time frame, it is like the trend, it is still down. We're not saying like BTC won't reverse, right, within the next like a few weeks or even month, right, but all we're saying is like the trend based on the 3 weeks time frame, it is still down. Monthly, it is still down. Okay, we did have a chance right here to get another close above the 21 EMA, but we bulls could not basically handle the bearish pressure, and they basically just gave up. Okay, so keep an eye on it, right? Over the next like a few weeks, we definitely could see could see a strong pressure to the downside if bulls do not show up over the next like a few weeks. Okay, so in terms of indicators, right, we're still bearish. As you can see, we still got a negative first slope on our side. At the same time, you take a look at the MACD, it is still negative, so we could be dipping all the way down to the below the histogram right here. Okay, so and if that's the case, right, it means that we got plenty of room to basically retest the monthly 50 EMA or even the quarterly 21 EMA. We talked about the quarterly 21 EMA yesterday, right? So right now it is right around like a 23.5, give or take. Okay, so the monthly 50 right around like 26. So you got a good buffer, right, between 26 to a 23k area, right, depending on when we're gonna get there, right? Because these are moving averages, so they're going to be shifting, right? Because I just don't want to see these guys like around, like, let's say the monthly 50 going up to like 30k, and you're gonna be like, oh Sen, you said we're going to be retesting like the mid 25. All I'm saying is the monthly 50, that's what we need to follow. Remember, we've been following the monthly 50 since when? January, and back then the monthly 50 was right around like 24, right, and now it is like above 26, so it is moving pretty fast, right? So now let's go ahead and take a look at BTC on a weekly basis. Okay, so on a weekly basis, not looking so great. We're getting another bearish crossover on our MACD right there, so that's not a good sign. Price action, it is still below the 21 EMA, so that's not a good sign. Last week we did pump up to like 42.6, got rejected by the weekly 21 EMA, just like what happened back in December, mid-December. If you guys recall what we said, do not long it at 52. Okay, it looks pretty bullish. That we did have a nice weekly engulfing right there, right? And I remember Leroy was actually very bullish at 52 and was looking forward to long this sucker, like long this sucker above like a 52, and I was like, okay, you don't want to be longing at 51.5 all the way up to 52. It is a bearish setup. We're looking for 35, so you got plenty of time to buy. If we go all the way down to 35, you got a pretty good chance to accumulate at 35 or even lower. All right, so similar price level, right, got rejected right here, retested the 37, push back up, retested the weekly 21. Now we could be even dumping lower to the weekly 100 EMA, okay, which is at 36.6, okay, give or take, right? So what I'm thinking is like bulls, okay, they're not in control, okay, but they could be buying time, right, just to wait for the monthly to close, because I think like a monthly close above the monthly 21 EMA could give us like a delay, meaning like next month, okay, sucker could even pump back up to like a 46, 47. You see what I'm saying? So the problem is we don't know how long BTC will be moving sideways, right, in this range between 38 all the way up to 48, or even like 30, 34 all the way up to 48. Okay, because even next month, right, we could dump down to like a 34, and the following month we could even pump back up to 48 and just be just sort of like a moving sideways between 48 down to 34. We don't know. Okay, we don't know. So you just have to be very cautious, be bearish at resistance, and accumulate at support. Okay, something like that. Okay, that's the best strategy. That's the best strategy as of now. Okay, not to be looking for any 100% move to 100% move for BTC, right? So now let's go ahead and take a look at BTC on a 3D basis. So the 3D time frame not looking so great neither. Our MACD, it is already negative right here, so it could be it could be starting a new trend, right? As I said, I tried to explain to you guys regarding the divergence. Most of you guys going to be like, oh, it is not a divergence, okay? But I like to call it a divergence as long as it retests like 90% of the trend, okay? Meaning like pulling back down like 90%, it is good enough to be called a divergence. Okay, so you're not going to be greedy looking for the absolute bottom, because sometimes you don't get it, right? So we got the divergence right here, right? So, and a flat correction right there. You got your flat correction. After a flat correction, right, what can you expect? A very impulsive wave to the downside. Okay, so but the move could be challenging. Once again, it could be in this range. We just don't know, because as I just said, right, bulls could be buying time just to stay above the monthly 21, and if that's the case, right, it might not be it might not be breaking down. It could be a slow bleed. Okay, it might not be breaking down as we're expecting, in case we basically move sideways over the next like a few days just to close above the monthly 21. And as soon as we open the monthly 21, right, bulls going to make a decision either to give up and let the price dump, or to basically fight back and retest the retest the 48. Okay, so we just have to keep an eye on it over the next like a few days, and just be open-minded, right? Even though the macro trend, it is still down, once again, it could be pretty challenging to get the capitulation over the next like a few weeks, right, or even month, right? So we're done with the 3D time frame. I don't see anything I don't see anything crazy regarding the MACD. We just got a negative slope. That is it. So it means like we're not in a bull trend regarding the MACD. So we got to get back above the trend line right here at some point to start a new macro bull trend, right? Something like that over the next like a few months, right? So the trend regarding the RSI, it is down. Regarding MACD, it is down. Regarding moving averages, it is down as of now, right? So we will continue to monitor the short-term volatility between 39 to 44, or even up to like a 48, depending on if bulls will basically give us a good fake out, right, or if bears will give us a good fight. So now let's go ahead and take a look at BTC on a daily basis. So daily time frame, in terms of volume, we got a nice volume yesterday to fight back, but we still below the daily 21 EMA. So we talk about the 6 hour 21 and daily 21 going to be providing short-term resistance, right? And the next resistance going to be the daily 100 EMA if we get there. Okay, so in order to basically even push up to like a 48, we got to take out the 100 EMA. Okay, so but we're not even yet above the daily 21, right? So keep an eye on the daily 21. You got some sort of a lower lows right there, but no sort of divergence. If you want to use your histogram, right, you can use your histogram to draw a divergence, a bullish divergence like that, but I don't like to use it. I just follow the MACD instead of the histogram, because you can easily get wrecked with these histogram bullish divergences, right? Like what happened right here. Okay, so you got one right there, one right there, right? And you push to the upside like Leroy, you know, you're being bullish at 51.7, and you know, sucker basically going to give you the proper move to the downside. Okay, even though you did get a nice bullish divergence right there, but you know, you just don't want to you know, you just don't want to follow these indicators you know, blindly. Okay, sometimes you have to incorporate it with other you know, other, you know, indicators, or based on your experience about like how you're using these indicators, right? So so daily time frame, we still below the daily 21. Got to take out daily 21 before I can be looking for a short-term bullish reversal and all that good stuff. If you take a look at it right here, after we got back above the daily 21, March 21st, March 22nd, I was bullish on alt, and we basically pushed all the way up to 48. Okay, so let's see if we can get above the daily 21. So daily support, it is still going to be the 0.786 to 0.888. As you can see right here, we talk about the 0.618. Okay, if you follow my you know, Telegram group, right, we talk about the 0.618. It is going to give us a tough time. So bulls bought the dip at the 0.618. Next support going to be 0.786 at 35.8. So 35.8 all the way down to a 34.5, going to be 0.786, right, and 0.888. So you got support right here, 35.8, 34.5. Okay, so once again, it is not, I don't think it will be a direct shot all the way down to these supports, right? I don't think it will be a direct shot, just in case, guys, we get a sideways correction before retesting these areas. So I don't know how BTC will structure the sideways correction, but the directional move in the short term, you know, it is going to be 35.8 down to a 34.8. Okay, and resistance all the way up here. Okay, all the way up to a 42. Right there. Okay, you even got your daily 100 EMA at 42.6, right? So 42 to 42.6, depending on volatility. Okay, okay, so direction, the direction, it is still down, right? MACD could flip bullish, but you just don't know how long it'll stay bullish. Okay, it could flip bullish right here. You might be saying, oh, we got our bullish divergence right here, we're going to the moon, bang. Okay, bang, and you know, you could be you know, you could see your RSI being very oversold over the next like a few days and all that good stuff, right? So in terms of trend lines, right, some bears, some bulls probably already gave up, right? You can see like they've been using the trend line support right here, right? So right now you can see like we dumped below it. So bears could be just saying, hey, it is just a retest of the trend line. So it all depends how you want to analyze the trend, right? You could, you know, still follow your parallel channel. We dumped below it, retesting it right now. Okay, it could still be something like that. You just don't know how long it will hug the trend line support, right? But the directional move, once again, it is still down over the next like a few weeks or even month, right? So I think that is it. Let's take a look at it on a 6-hour basis. On a 6-hour, we did get a good volume, but I don't like how the volume is decreasing, just like what happened like a couple of days ago right here. After we pumped right there, I did not like it. I did not basically even look for any possible long position, just stay with the bearish setup. Okay, and you know, you can see like after that, you know, we dumped big time. Okay, low volume, higher prices, it is always a a red flag. You don't want to basically be too bullish on 18 hours, right, of an uptrend and 18 hours of declining volume. What happened next? A big volume right here. Okay, right here we still got low volume right here, 18 hours, you know, high lows, higher highs, that's not a good sign. It could be a possible retest of the of the support right here, 37.8, and still retest the top just to consolidate right here to stay above the monthly 21 EMA until basically May 1st. Okay, and we could get high volatility the first week of May. So keep an eye on BTC. Probably, okay, we could stay once again above the monthly 21 just to close above the monthly 21. All right, anything could happen, right? We could dump below the monthly 21 before the end of the month and pick back up above it. If you recall what happened back in February, I said it, okay, right here, I did not expect, okay, this guy even to close bullish. Okay, it dumped all the way down to like let's see, 34, right? And the last day of the month, okay, February 28th, right, it pumped back up like nearly 18%, something like that. Okay, pumped back up 18 to 16 to 18%, in like less than 24 hours. All right, so keep that in mind. It could be a very volatile end of the month. All right, depending on if bulls want to put up a good fight, right? Right. Hey, what's up, Craig? Thanks a lot for tuning in. We got ESB 589. Cheese Wheel, thanks a lot for tuning in, man. Yes, I do follow the stock market, but I don't follow it like I follow the crypto space. Okay, I do follow most stocks. I follow the uraniums. I'm still bullish on uranium. I've been bullish on uranium since like 2020, guys. Like actually 2019. Okay, that's when I've been bullish on uranium. Okay, when all these stocks were pretty low. All right, so uranium, I'm still bullish on it, on them, right? For the next like I would say even 10 years. Right. Yes, I mean, if we stay between 34 to 48, we could be getting a lot of pump and dump, right? So we just don't know how long it'll take to break below the monthly 21 and to retest the monthly 50 EMA or even 50 MA, depending on how strong the move going to be. Okay, the takeaway is like we just have to be very clear. If the trend is down, the trend is down. If the trend is up, the trend is up. So there is no like neutral zone, no trade zone, and all that good stuff. It's either up or down. Okay, if you're trading the macro view, it's either up or down. Okay, if you're trading like 1 hour, 15 minutes, and all that good stuff, you might be saying, okay, it is pretty volatile, let me just wait and stuff like that. But on the macro view, it is either up or down to me. Okay, that's my own opinion. All right, so right here, if you go back to 2018, I've been showing you the structure we got right here. So most people have been pretty confusing regarding the the sideways correction, and most people did not even believe like we're going to dump 50%. And after we dump 50%, bear's been looking for like $1,000 and all that good stuff, right? Back in 2018, 2019, okay, early 2019. So let's see, okay, let's see if we will break the monthly 21, right? I like the monthly 21, but the next big support going to be the 50, right? And if we retest 50, we haven't yet ever okay retested the monthly 100 EMA, right? If for whatever reason, okay, the move is violent, okay, and we retest like the monthly 100 EMA, that could be an outlier. We don't know, okay, but based on the previous price history, right, we haven't yet retested the monthly 100 EMA, right? So we retested the 3 weeks 100 EMA twice, right? Or even like you could call it even like we did not get enough price history right here, but if you extrapolate it, you could say, hey, we probably would have retested it, right? So that could be the worst case scenario, right? The 3 weeks 100 EMA or the quarterly 21 EMA or the monthly 50 EMA. They're all within like 22K up to 26K. Okay, so the longer we wait, right, the higher these moving average is going to be pushing. Okay, so it means like if we move sideways longer, right, within the next like a few months, these moving averages, okay, 3 weeks 100 EMA, quarterly 21 EMA, monthly 50 EMA, they all could be pushing up to 10% again, right, which is going to be pretty high, meaning like our monthly 50, if it pushes like another 10%, you're looking at like 28k, 29k, right? So and on the yearly cycle, we talk about BTC on the yearly cycle, right? The 12 month cycle. So if you take a look at BTC on the 12-month cycle, you might be like, oh man, this guy is so bearish. But take a look at the 12-month cycle, right here. So you take a look at the 12-month cycle, it looks pretty clean. Okay, it's been like, I know it's been 4 months, right? But you know, we haven't seen yet, okay, BTC closing back to back, you know, yearly bearish cycle. Okay, and I said it the first week of January, I don't see BTC closing below 30k. Okay, we haven't yet seen BTC like closing below its previous yearly cycle, and our previous yearly cycle low, right, was right around like 30k, right? So that's why I'm betting on BTC not to close below 30k in 2022. Could we drop below 30k? Yes, we can drop below 30k, but before the end of the year, it could basically trap back and basically pump back above the 30k support. Okay, even if you take a look at BTC in terms of like a macro view, right, you can see like between the last time we've been bearish between you know, February and February, right? I mean, like in a 12-month cycle starting like in February, right? Last time we've been bearish on it was like between you know, not February but April 2018 and April 2019. Okay, BTC dumped nearly 50%. Right here it dumped 50%, but you can see what happened later on. We basically pushed to the upside, right? We pushed to the upside. So if we're going to be bearish between April 2022 and April 2023, yes, we can dump like 40 to 50%, right, after the you know, from the cycle open. But in April 2023, we might be, you know, going much higher. Okay, even before April you know, 2023. Okay, so something to keep in mind, right, regarding BTC. We only got, you know, 2 bearish you know, April to April 12-month cycle. Okay, 2 bearish 12-month cycle starting on April. Okay, so, and we're bearish right now, so I don't see us being extremely bearish for the next like a 12-month, right? Right. Okay, so now let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum. Okay, we'll take a look at HNT. I think HNT Helium, right? So Ethereum on a monthly basis, so we're still above the monthly cycle. All right, so I just did a review for Ether for the premium group, right? So Ether, you know, just to keep it very simple for you guys, I think the most important analysis we should be keeping an eye on is like BTC. If we know what's going on with BTC, we know the rest of the market will follow. So no need to be you know, doing an extensive analysis on Ether. It is making a top formation, just like what happened back in 2017. Right here you can see like a nice top formation like that. Okay, I'm gonna show you on the lower degree. Okay, but right now we're still above the monthly 21. So if we break the monthly 21, we could be looking for the 1700 range all the way up to like you know, 1900 range. I wouldn't worry too much about like $1,000 Ether. Let's take care of you know, the 17 to 1900 range before we even talk about low prices, because if you start to look for too much lower prices, you might be you might get bored and and basically do something crazy. Okay, but as of now, right, since like the MACD is negative right here, price action, it is still above the 21. If we break below the 21 EMA on a monthly basis, that could basically trigger a high volatility. Okay, so if you take a look at the trend line we had right here back in 2018, okay, bang, okay, as soon as we broke below the monthly 21, bang, okay, right here, that could be possible. If we break below the monthly 21, we could be looking for the monthly 50, just like just like BTC. Okay, just like BTC, right? And we will basically reanalyze once we get a proper setup in this trend. Okay, if the move is impulsive, bang, okay, we just got another support at $1,000, but I'm not focusing too much at Ether retesting $1,000. Not saying it can't, but I don't want to spend too much energies, right? Waiting for $1,000 or looking for $1,000 right away. Okay, weekly time frame, we just have to talk about again the 25 MA, because it is important right now. The reason why I'm talking about it, it is important. Back then it wasn't important. After we got a nice bullish move, it was not important. Right here it was not important because we were pushing to the upside. We just needed to stay bullish, but as of now it is too close to it. We got to follow it, right, until we get a clean clean direction, and we will be done with it until we get back above it, and we're going to start to follow it. But the one thing you just have to remember, right, on a weekly basis, we're below the weekly 25 for Ether SMA, right? It is bearish. Okay, right now it is bearish. If you take a look at the top formation we made right here, created right there, that's the same top formation we could possibly, okay, repeat right here. Okay, it is not the same exact top formation. Right there you did have a head and shoulder pattern formation. Right here you can't call it a head and shoulder because you got two big heads right there, right? But you could call it two big heads, right, and two small shoulders. I mean, it's not a pattern. Okay, I'm just saying, right? But the main thing to remember is like we're getting a support trend line, right, on the macro view, started like since like March 2021, right? And if we break it, that could coincide with Ether breaking the monthly 21, just like what happened right here. Okay, broke the monthly 21 right here, right there. Okay, so we nearly at the monthly 21. Okay, with a negative crossover back then right here. Okay, June 2018, nearly 4 years ago, guys. Okay, nearly 4 years ago. Okay, so and let's take a look at Ether BTC. So Ether BTC, right here, the monthly MACD, it is still pointing up, right? So and we're still above the monthly 21 EMA, right? So, but one thing we got to remember regarding Ether, it did not perform as it did like back in 2020, let's say 2015 up to 2017, those 2 years. Okay, it pumped like over 100x, okay, against BTC, right? But if you take a look at it between October 2019, okay, until November 20, let's just say November 2021, okay, it only pumped like 5x. Okay, it only pumped 5x, which is a lot. Okay, but if you take a look at it compared to like a Litecoin, EOS, Neo, and NEM, most of the previous top 10 coins, okay, it's only like Ethereum that pumped like 5x against BTC. All the previous top 10 coins, none of them pumped like 10x except 88. Okay, except 88. Okay, that's the only one I can remember. Maybe if you guys know other alt that pump like 10x, right, against BTC, right? Let me know. But I might have to do more research on that, right? But most of the previous top 10 coins did not perform well, right, against BTC. Okay, so that's why Ether is so important, right? that's why it is so important to have Ether in your portfolio. Okay, I don't think it will go like 100x against BTC, or even like 10x, 20x against BTC, but it is good to have it in your portfolio, right? To basically increase your BTC holding. Okay, so be cautious with these new alts. Some of these 2020, 2021, 2022 alt, some of them they pump like 100x, okay, or even like 400x, whatever, right? But they will not repeat that they will not repeat that pump in the next bull run, most likely. Okay, if we take a look at USBTC, so the reason why I'm telling you, like, take a look at USBTC, right? Back in 2017, EOS pumped like a nice 30x against BTC, right? It's been already 4 years, and EOS is nearly 98% down. Okay, it is 98% down. So if we drop another basically 25-50%, right, it will be more than 99% down against BTC. And it used to be a top 10, top 5 coin, a top 5 coin. So just because your alt is in the top 5, right? I'm not talking about like, I'm not talking about a USDT or like a USDC, okay? So you just have to be very cautious, okay? We've seen it with ADA also, ADA BTC back in 2017, right? Take a look at it. ADA was all the way up to, pumped all the way up to nearly, 9,000 sats, okay? And dump 95%, right? But it managed to pump back up 10x, okay? And as of now, it is only like 5x against BTC, and it could lose all of that within the next like a few months if BTC want to basically stay sideways or move lower, because I don't see ADA pumping higher against BTC while BTC is dumping. Okay, so something to basically keep in mind going forward. If you've been following my channel back in October 2019, what I said for ADA right here, accumulate ADA and just keep it, okay? Accumulate ADA. So I was saying like accumulate ADA. I remember very well ADA, ICX, and I think LISC. Okay, LISC did not perform well, but ICX after that, like January 2020, it pumped like 5-6x, something like that, right? And ADA, you can see like what happened with it. Okay, it pumped like 100x, right? If you accumulate it right here in USD or even in BTC, right? So keep an eye on ADA, right? It's not looking that great. I'm not saying it won't reverse, but as of now, you have to pay attention to BTC and Ether, okay? And not looking for like macro reversal for like ADA, right? Within the next like a few months, until BTC at least retest the monthly 50. After that, we could see, if ADA could be reversing with BTC and all that good stuff. Once again, I'm not saying I'm bearish. I'm just giving you like, the macro view and all that good stuff. So it is up to you to make the proper decision, right? So another one is ICX. So if you take a look at ICX, even I'm bullish on it. I said it right here back in October 2019, right here, accumulate ICX, right? That's why I keep saying accumulate ICX at on average, right, 1400 sats. It could dump lower, but you wouldn't care if we dump like to 1000 sats, right? Because we could be pushing all the way up to 18,000, 20,000, okay, depending on volatility. We got a nice triple bottom, right? We just need bulls to show up over the next like a few months, okay? It is sucker dump like nearly 98%, 99% against BTC, right here, okay? So it is still 98% down after 4 years, okay? After over 4 years, 4.5 years, okay? So you just got to be cautious with these coins, especially like, let's say FTM right here. So FTM, it is like, it is up a lot. I'm just giving you guys warning, right? So you just have to be very cautious, right? It pumped like nearly 200%, okay, 18,000% against BTC. And if you follow my channel back in November 2020, we talk about FTM right here, okay, when FTM was like 100 sats, 50 sats. Okay, now it is, you know, it pumped all the way up to like 9,000 sats. Okay, so over the next few years, if it doesn't perform well, it could be losing its Bitcoin value. So you don't want to be like 100% in FTM. You got to hold some BTC. That way, whatever happened, right, you can accumulate more FTM, even if it retests like, let's say 500 sats, 600 sats, and all that good stuff, right? Right here, 50% pullback going to be all the way down to a 600 sats, but it could take like months or even years to you know, to drop down to these areas. Okay, all right, so let's take a look at HNT. I'm going to take some requests. It is already 40 minutes, right? HNT, let's take a look at HNT BTC. So yeah, HNT doesn't look so good, right? Yeah, it did well in 2021, right? It pumped massively, right? Yeah, it pumped like 30x, okay? So we got 5 waves. So now we can use our Fibonacci, swing low to swing high. Okay, 50% pullback going to be all the way down to 27,000 sats. Okay. That's going to be 50% pullback. MACD doesn't look so healthy right there, pretty negative, so you're still dumping low. So against BTC, you know, it is not looking good. If you want to take a look at it in terms of trend lines, it is not that healthy against BTC. Okay, broke the downtrend. It doesn't mean, once again, it's not going to move sideways. And if you're going to get some sideways movement, you're always going to get some bullish, short-term bullish reversals. Okay, so it could do something like that over the next like a few months. All right, but as of now, just keep an eye on 27,000 over the next like a few weeks or even months. As of now, we at 40,000, so you still got plenty of room to cover the downside. So it is a 30% drop to retest like a 50% pullback. Okay, 0.618 going to be at 18,000. So I would trade it against BTC, right? That way you're going to be holding your BTCs, right, and just accumulates right along the way, right? You could get a nice pump in this range. I don't know if you're going to get the pump from 27,000 or if you're going to get the pump from 18,000. We have to get there first and create some divergences or, you know, some big news and all that good stuff, right? But the trend, the most important to remember, right, is like the trend is down. Hey Emery, thanks a lot for tuning in. Hey Cannibal Wealth in the house, thanks a lot. Let's take a look at CNS, centric swap. So CNS, just like SLP, it is massively down. I think I have to do it like 1000x to see. Yeah, to see it properly. So CNS, you just have to keep on reaccumulating. It is at the bottom. You got your February 2021 support, got your September 2021 support, and now you're getting another support, right? April 2022 support, right? So you're definitely going to get another big move. You just don't know when you're going to get it, right? But you're going to get another big move to retest the April 2020 2021 highs, right? At least we're in a bear market, so until BTC retests the monthly 50, it could be critical for most of these alt. only KNC is pumping, right? And KNC is not a new setup. We talked about KNC last year. So if you've been following our channel, if you've been holding your KNC, you know, we talked about KNC, KNC macro view. Okay, let's do this. That's a V2. I don't want the V2. Got removed, I think. Okay, so KNC, we talk about it right here regarding the we started talking about KNC right there. Okay, March 20, you know, March 2021, right? KNC and RLC did pump nicely because I knew both of them did have the same exact setup, and I knew, you know, both of them were going to pump, but they did not pump at the same time, right? As you can see, KNC is pumping like in March 2022, and RLC just pumped like in April 2021, right? So a year apart, right? Even though the setup were, you know, the setups are the same, right? Nice bull divergence right there. So I was just saying, accumulated, guys, you know, 2,500, 3,000 range, it is going to be a good level to accumulate because we got a double bottom, right? So, and the reason why I like KNC is, like, if you take a look at it back in 2019, 2020, it was one of the first alt to go for a bull run. Okay, so one of the first alt to go for a bull run, right? So right after BTC retested the monthly 50 right there, right here, right? Even before BTC retested the monthly 50, it started its move, because it started the move like, you know, December 2019, right there. Right there, okay? That's when it started the move. And right after BTC retested the monthly 50 EMA, right, or the weekly 200 EMA, it basically just took off. Okay, so it is still looking pretty good. I don't see anything bearish as of now. It could pull, I don't know, it could pull a waves type of a structure where it is going to pump and dump, but I don't think it will, you know, dump that easily. Okay, so it looks pretty good. It went through a nice macro reaccumulation for like a nearly 12 month, December 2020, December 2021. So 12 months of sideways correction right here, and now you can see like the move is pretty strong. So we'll just take profits and see if we break above like the 20,000 sats, right, what we will get. But be very cautious, right, to be heavy above like a 20,000 sats, right? That's going to be a macro double top, right? And most people will be taking profits. So got to take profits right here and look for a retest of the weekly 21 EMA. Okay, and if we shy to break the top again, that could mean like we could be getting a macro triple bottom in 2023 or even 2024. Okay, so KNC, you know, it is getting the job done, right? But if it fell to break above 20,000, I would basically just stay away from it against BTC. And against USD, it could still perform pretty well depending on how BTC will do itself, right? But against BTC, you got to be very minimal with it, okay? Not to be heavy on it. Not financial advice, but I'm just you know, showing you what I see, okay? But once again, don't sell out, don't sell everything neither, because it could pull a crazy move. You know, if market recovers over the next like a few months, right? Right. Okay, let's take a look at XRP USD. All right. So XRP doesn't look so good. Let's take a look at it on the monthly. So XRP monthly basis is back to negative, okay? So we back below the monthly 21. MACD is negative, so XRP is in a bearish downtrend, right? Below the 21 EMA, negative MACD, that's not a good sign, okay? In terms of like a macro macro view. So we could be going for a macro reaccumulation. And if we want to use our Fibonacci's, right, swing low March 2020, swing high April 2021, right, 0.618, 50% pullback, going to be at 47 cents, and 0.618 going to be at 35, right there, right? So that's going to be our next big support. If we drop all the way down to 21 cents, we know 21 cents is a macro pivot point anyway. Okay, back in if you've been following XRP since like at least 2017, you know exactly what happened between May 2017 up to basically October 2017. Okay, price action was ranging between 27 cents down to like 14 cents. Okay, mid-range 20 to 21 cents. Okay, first support, if we continue the downtrend, 46 down to 35, right? That's going to be the first support right here if you're looking to a buyback. And the second support going to be on average 21 cents. Okay, it could be lower, like 17 to 27, but on average 21 cents is a good range to look for. Okay, and once again, it is still in a macro reaccumulation. Since like we did not break the top, it could do something like that. We don't know before doing another a possible 100x, just like Dogecoin. Okay, so it is still under accumulation on the macro view. All right, so still good level to be accumulating XRP, because if we break like all-time high, it could go like 5-10x above all-time high, right? So and that's the type of move we just seen on Dogecoin, right? Dogecoin pumped like 100x from the after BTC broke out above all-time high, and you can see like what XRP just did after BTC broke out above all-time high back in March 2017. XRP just like pumped like nearly over well, man, that it pumped a lot. Okay, over 600x, something like that. Okay. Let's just say 60,000%. All right, so that's why I'm saying like until BTC breaks above all-time high, most of these alt, I would say like 95% of them won't do anything. Okay, they won't. I mean, you will get like few alt that will pump 5-10x and all that good stuff, or even 20x, but 95% of them, right, will not pump like 10x, 20x, or 30x. Okay, so you just have to stay very vigilant, right? Stay vigilant over the next like a few months. That's my personal opinion, right, regarding this alt, right? And accumulate on the way down, accumulate some alt, accumulate some BTC, especially BTC. And once BTC breaks above all-time high, you can reallocate back to alt, right? So hey, what's up, Emery? I've been doing live stream like at least twice a week, 2 to 3 times a week, and all that good stuff. So make sure to hit the notification that way, because I don't know if YouTube is messing with me. That's why you're not getting my notification and all that good stuff. So make sure to hit the notification so you can, because it is going to be quite important, guys, to follow the macro view. It could be very frustrating. We've been through a full-blown bear market. We've been through a full-blown bull market, so we know exactly what's going on. Okay, so for instance, back in 2017, if you just jumped in like, let's say March, April, May, June, you didn't know what's going on. Okay, you're just buying XRP because everyone is calling it a scam coin. So you're like, okay, it is a scam coin, I'm gonna buy it because everyone's gonna be wrong, right? So we know exactly what happened in 2020, 2021. Okay, we did have some macro setup. When I was making those calls like 10, 20, 30x, 50x call, most people didn't understand what I was saying. Okay, did not understand, like for instance, like when I was calling for those FTM big move, okay, OEN big move, CELR big moves, okay, you know, FET, you know, BNB, and most of the alt, like, you know, KuCoin share, when it was like 50 cents, I was calling for KuCoin share to retest like 50,000 sats. Let's take a look at KuCoin share. So if you take a look at KuCoin share, December 2020, right here, that's when I said it's time to jump in. Okay, it's time to jump in, and we're going to be looking for 0.618 all the way up to like a 50,000 sats. Okay, so BNB, KuCoin share, you know, ADA, you know, most of the alt, okay, you know, FET, FTM, all of them, okay, from like some of them 30 million market cap to like 5 billion, 10 billion market cap, some crazy moves, right? And we will get those moves again. You just have to be very patient and not look for like these guys to go 100x within the next like a 2 month, 3 month. It could take like years. It could take like, you know, another 12 to you know, 24 months before we see another, you know, another bull market peak, right? But KuCoin share, it is struggling exactly at 50%. I mean 0.618 pullback at 50,000 sats, exactly as you know, predicted back in December 2020. Okay. Yeah, probably shadow banning. I don't know. I don't know. All right. So if you guys have any other alt you want to take a look at on the macro view, let's take a look at IC Expo. Once again, IC Expo, Mr. Shu. So ICX, it is still a good hold, guys. I mean, I know it is massively down, like 98, 99%, but that's what you want to buy. You don't want to be buying ICX like above like a 7,000. I mean, it could be very challenging, okay, to be looking to buy ICX above like 7,000. Okay, so be cautious. You know, buying like below 2,000 all the way down to 1,000 sats, it is much safer, right, than to buy the breakout. Okay, than to buy the breakout. So I would just hold, right? If you've been accumulating over the next like if you've been accumulating over the last few months, few years, would just continue to accumulate, or just leave it alone. Don't do anything with it. It's not pumping against BTC, so don't do anything with it. Just hold it. It's not going to be, you know, it's not going to die. It's going to be around for the next like a few, you know, it just got upgraded on Binance. Okay, it got added on the Binance inverse feature. So that's a big deal. Okay, that's a big deal. I remember when Filecoin got added on the Binance features, right? Let's take a look at File. When Filecoin was added on the Binance features, I think it was like August 2020. I can't remember, but it was somewhere around here, right? And that's when I called for the 10x move from like a $20, give or take $24, all the way up to 220. Okay, and sucker pumped like in 2 months, it pumped like 10x. And you know, and if I was like, let's say if I were like, you know, bearish on this guy because it pumped like so much, like from you know, from like a $2 up to like a $30, something like that. Okay, over 10x. And I'm gonna be like, oh, you know, it pumped so much, it is, you know, double topping and all that good stuff. We're going to be dumping. You know, we would have gotten wrecked. Okay, but as you can see, it pumped like 10x. And what happened right here, you gotta remember, BTC broke out above all-time high back in November. So all these alt pumped like 10x after BTC broke out above all-time high. Okay, so that's why it is good to accumulate this alt, right? You know, when BTC hits like the monthly 50, right? And basically add on this alt when BTC, you know, breaks out above all-time high. Okay, some of them will pump with BTC while BTC is, you know, breaking out above all-time high and all that good stuff, but they're going to go crazy once BTC breaks out above all-time high. Okay, so so it's not looking good. You know, Filecoin got the next temporary support somewhere around like, you know, $14, right? So but if we get a complete pullback right here, that could be pretty nasty. But just, you know, save some dry powders just in case we see something like that, a complete reversal and a big macro reversal later on. So hey, what's up, Tracy? Let's take a look at CRO. So CRO, we also nailed the CRO target back in May. If you've been following our channel, when CRO was right here, what we said, accumulate CRO right there. And even before that, right here, I said it is a good time to be buying CRO. Okay, that was pre-alt season, but it did not pump during the alt season against BTC. It was just being very accumulative, right? And we said just accumulate between 300 sats down to like a 200 sats and just wait, okay? Because our target was like 1500 sats, and we hit our 1500 sats 5x move, and that is it, okay? No need to be bullish on it. I mean, not bullish on it, but all I'm saying is just be cautious because it is in a downtrend and you don't know how long it'll stay in this range. Could it retest the previous reaccumulation? That's possible, okay? But it is weak against BTC. I don't have any setups, any setup as of now, right, for CRO BTC. But if you want to follow the macro directional move, just wait, right, over the next like a few months, right? We hit 50% pullback, 0.618 going to be at 800 sats, okay? Temporary support. MACD is negative, so nothing looking good for this alt as of now, okay? MACD is negative, so the trend is down. Okay, the trend is down. So I would hide, right? At least 50, you know, I would hide on BTC, like meaning like keeping BTC at least 50%, right? And accumulate these alt while they, retesting their macro supports. Let's take a look at ZIL. Okay. So Zilliqa pulled the trigger. So Zilliqa pulled the trigger right here at just about like 100 sats and pumped back up to like a 500 sats. So nearly 6x move, right? And that's exactly what I was telling you. If you recall our analysis regarding Zilliqa, I was telling you Zilliqa, it can do something crazy. Take a look at what happened right here, because I remember, because you got to remember what this alt been doing over the last few years. So when I was saying like it's time to buy, right, because it could do something crazy, just like what happened right here, and pump all the way up to like 500 sats, and that's exactly what it did. I remember exactly what happened right here. And because we were saying like, okay, we can retest the 50 sats just like a V chain, but it did not. It basically started the pump. That's when I said, okay guys, this guy is is going to the moon, right? So similar price action, right? Just have to wait for it to cool off. It can still retest the lows right here, okay, at 100 sats within the next like a few months, okay? So the next macro resistance for Zilliqa going to be all the way up to 700 sats. But it could take a while before we get there, okay? Could take a while. Could take a while because we missed to basically just get the job done. If we basically if we had pumped all the way up to 700 sats, I would be done with it for the next like a few, even like a few months, or probably like a 12 to 18 months for a retest of the bottom again before the next like a macro move again. Because these alt against BTC, they can't pump like forever. They just have to oscillate against BTC, meaning like they're just going to be doing something like that over the next like a few years. That's all you have to remember with this alt. Some of them, they will exaggerate. They will basically pump like that, okay? And it could take like years to basically retest the bottom, okay? You take a look at EOS. Okay, let's just finish off with Zilliqa. So Zilliqa, what you got to remember is like look for support at 100 sats and 50 sats. Okay, and next big target over the next like a few months going to be 700 sats, but it could take time to get there, right? So you take a look at EOS, right? It is still, it is still in a downtrend. Okay, yeah. Let's take a look at it on the weekly. So it is still in a downtrend, so it will give us a big move at some point. So we don't know how big that move going to be, if we're going to retest the top and retest the bottom again, something like that over the next like a few years. That's possible, or it could do something like that over the next like a few years, just be oscillating against BTC. So the you just don't know the range. That's the problem. That's why you just have to keep an eye on the 50% pullback to a 0.618. 0.618 going to be all the way up to 63,000. If you take a look at a KuCoin share, right here, so it is likely to be, it will oscillate against BTC. Okay, I don't think it will go parabolic over the next like a few months. Okay, so my recommendation for KuCoin, it is like to still hold some, right, but keep an eye on it in case we get a macro oscillation, something like that. Okay, to oscillate against BTC, right, just like that. That's possible, or it could even be a bigger one. I don't know. Okay, it could be something like that for the next like 10 to 20 years, right? They can't go parabolic and infinitely against BTC, right? They can't. Even Ethereum, if you take a look at ETHBTC, all right, thanks a lot, Cannibal Wealth. If you take a look at Ether, right, Ether could be in the same type of macro reaccumulation against BTC, something like that, forever, right? So I'm not saying it will. I just don't have a setup yet to go with this macro setup, but it could be moving against BTC just like that. Okay, whenever BTC pump 5x, Ether pump 25x, because right here it pumped like 5x against BTC, right, for 500%, 6x against BTC. So it means like BTC, if BTC pumps 100%, Ether pumps like 600%, right, in USD. So so hopefully it makes sense. That's why sometimes you always have to keep some BTC, right, when these suckers pump like that much, like FTM, Solana, AVAX, and all of them. They very overextended against BTC. So you have to hold some BTC. You have to hold some BTC. I keep saying it. You can't just be like ignoring BTC and saying like BTC is slow. BTC is not slow. It's just slow compared to how much you want to gain. So if you're looking for 100x, BTC will not give you 100x in like a 12 month, 2 years. Okay, yes, it is slow, but it can give you 10 to 20x, which is still pretty good. Okay. All right, guys, I'm just gonna cut it short. Hopefully it makes sense. Thanks a lot for tuning in, right? Depending on market volatility, if we get a slow bleed or a short-term reversal, right, within the next like a few days, we will go live again, and we will be focusing on the macro view, because that's the most important as of now, right? And be ready for the next bull market, altcoin bull market within the next like a few months. Okay, be ready for those 100x, 200x, 500x. We will nail it again, right? So just be patient and don't give up on the market, right? Because the market going to be around forever. If you give up on Ether when Ether dropped down to $80, what happened next? It pumped to $5,000 nearly. Okay, if you gave up on ADA when ADA dumped down to like 2 cents, sucker pump all the way up to like $3. Okay, so I know most people are going to give up on EOS because it is right around $2, but when EOS pump above all-time high, you're going to be like, man, I should have basically kept my EOS. If you gave up on Tezos, right, if Tezos pumped to 83, you're going to be like, man, since crypto been saying $83 for years, now we got it, right? So the broken clock is right. I'm just joking, right? But you get the concept, right? All right, guys, thanks a lot for watching, man.